Najib Razak says national car maker Proton is in serious talks with French car maker Peugeot on a possible partnership. According to Bernama, he says that the talks have not been concluded yet, but that it is something which could be a possibility. Najib was speaking in a joint press conference with visiting French President François Hollande. His remark comes a week after a news report said that Chinese firm Geely has confirmed its pulling out of buying into the ailing car maker. In response, Proton's owner, DRB Highcom, said that all bidders are still in the running and that it is evaluating the bids. Astro saw its fourth quarter earnings drop by almost 29% due to higher net finance costs, lower EBITDA and a decrease in share of post-tax result from investment. Net profit fell to 145 million ringgit from 203.8 million, while revenue was flat at 1.4 billion. Breaking it down, the pay TV providers say that revenue for its TV segment came in 0.7% lower due to a decrease in subscription and advertising, while home shopping revenue was 2.5 million ringgit lower thanks to additional tactical campaigns for the quarter. However, on a brighter note, radio revenue was higher by 7.8 million ringgit on the back of effective yield and inventory management. As for its full-year report card, net profit was 1.4% higher at 623.7 million, while revenue was 1.8% up at 5.6 billion. Astro also declared a fourth interim dividend of 3 cents per share. To stay competitive, Astro Chief Rohana Roshan says it has to recognize its market strengths that it needs to reinforce, as well as the gaps it needs to aggressively address. Bank Negara Malaysia says the country could see second-round demand pull inflation effects if the economy grew above a potential at a rate exceeding 4.7% this year. However, according to Central Bank's Economics Department Director Fraziali Ismail in a Bloomberg report, although GDP growth was operating near its potential rate, there were no indications now that it was exceeding that level. He says typically in the past, there could be second-round effects if the economy is above potential, but currently doesn't see any of those demand pressures, and adds that unless the economy is jolted to an accelerated growth, then there is a higher potential for the effects. The central bank's GDP forecast is at between 4.3% and 4.8% from a year ago. In 2016, the country's GDP expanded 4.2%. Works Minister Fadila Yusof says the potential subcontract value for the Sarawak portion of the Pan-Borneo Highway to be given to BUMIPUTRA contractors is estimated at about 5.19 billion ringgit. These subcontractors will be divided into three categories, namely domestic, nominated and designated. Domestic subcontractors will be getting about 67.6% or 3.51 billion ringgit of the work, while nominated subcontractors are expected to bag 977 million ringgit worth of jobs. The rest would go to designated subcontractors. The scope of the jobs include work for construction of rest and recreation stations, roadside stops and road signs. As for the Sabah portion of the highway, Fadila says discussion on the method of awarding is underway and will be finalised in the near term. The 1,236 km toll-free Pan-Borneo Highway will cost over 29 billion ringgit. About 16.5 billion will be spent for the Sarawak portion, while 12.9 billion will be for the Sabah portion. MITI says the government will continue to offer incentives to reduce excise duty on car manufacturers which are involved in value-added activities using local auto parts. MITI Minister Mustafa Mohamad says this is to reduce the cost of installation and production, as well as to encourage the growth of the parts and components industry locally. He was responding to an inquiry by MP Sarawak Muhammad Leo Michael Toyat. Mustafa Mohamad says that the government is also placing emphasis on the development of after-sales activities through authorized treatment facilities and remanufacturing roadmap. The roadmap provides the guidelines for transforming after-sales activities in the development of green automotive industry for a more sustainable future.